And the Bible says in verse 1, this man was blameless. I'm reading Job chapter 1, verse 1. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. That was the description of the writer. But look at God's own description of Job. Then the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. Imagine that. And God is saying there's no one on the earth like Job. So he had God's high praise and he had high regard from God himself. And God is saying he is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. When God says you're blameless, you are blameless. That's high praise. That's high praise when God says you're blameless. But do you know what? Even Job was blameless, no one like him on the earth. He went through a very traumatic experience. He knew God. He was a good man. He always made sacrifices in case his kids sinned against God. So he was a God-conscious person. But after going through a traumatic experience, I love what Job says in Job 42 verse 5. Listen to this. Incredible. I heard about you from others. Now I have seen you with my eyes. The point is, no matter what you know about God, you ain't seen nothing yet. There's so much more. Even Job, a blameless man, the most perfect man on the whole earth, says, I heard about you from others. Listen, whatever you hear about God from me, you've only heard about God. You need to go back and say, God, I want to see you with my eyes. I want a revelation of you in this area. We know that God makes people wealthy. God, I'm not content to hear that you can make people wealthy. It's me and you in this situation. I will see your wealth. I will see your healing. I will see your goodness. It's not enough to hear about him. We want to see him in every area. At least that's my prayer. Yes. I want to have an encounter so that my life is a collection of trophies of his goodness and his grace. Amen. So that people can look at my kids and say, these are Bible, they look like what God said in the Bible. God looks, people look at my finances. Every single area, trophies of his grace. But that comes from seeking him. Look at Job. What happens to Job after saying, I heard about you, now I see you? This is a man who was a Christian. What happens to Job? At the end of his life, the Bible says God blessed him twice as much as before. And God did things in his life that no human could do or any force could do. The Bible says his kids, his 3 daughters, were the most beautiful in the land. God gives beauty. Amazing. God gave him double for his trouble. God made him more influential than ever before because there was an encounter that defined the next phase. What I'm saying to you is that there's more for you to seek from God.